One of the biggest complaints that I hear when it comes to decentralized science is that not many things are actually going on, or that the entire industry is just a pipe dream, hoping that a decade from now we'll see some good results from any of the funding that's happening right now. I have a very exciting update with you guys about VitaRNA from Artan BIO, one of the biotech companies that Vita DAO helped create. Before I tell you what that good news was that sent the token up 100% today, I want to just showcase to you guys and remind everyone what VitaRNA is and what Artan BIO is. I'm on their landing page right now, and there's a quick video to showcase to you guys from the two
Familiar.
CEOs and founders.
We were funded later last year through Vita DAO and then through the IPT funding. And what we're doing is we're developing, excuse me, tRNA suppressors going after nonsense mutations. These nonsense mutations are involved in all kinds of genetic diseases, age-related diseases, as well as longevity. We got our initial funding of $91K last year from Vita DAO. That allowed us to first develop an assay for screening, and then we were able to generate about 15 potential drug candidates to use for future drug development activities. And then we received about 300K in funding earlier this year through the IPT, and that's allowing us to validate the drugs, finally drug candidate or candidates, and then package them into a drug delivery modality, and then move them into animal models to look for efficacy. I'm Anthony Schwartz. I'm the CEO of Artan. If you don't know, I've been involved in biotech companies for the past 28 years, started over 20-ish biotech companies, raised over 50 million, have an FDA-approved product, and I've been part of a couple of funds, but I'm working with Vita DAO for the past almost 2 years, helping launch their companies, and more recently we launched Artan. So with that, I'll hand it over to Mike Torres, who's the scientist behind all this tech, and let him give an intro and then jump into the data.
Cool. Thanks, Anthony. So, yep, as Anthony said, I'm Michael Torres. I'm, CSO of Artan, and I'm also a CEO of a antibody drug conjugate company that's currently closing on a $12 million financing. And then I'm a co-founder of a company called Recode Therapeutics, which has raised over 400 million and now has two, candidates in the clinic. But today we're going to talk about, Artan and what we're doing here. And so, with that, I'll just go ahead and jump right in, and we can hopefully have some time for questions. And so maybe just to start, I wanted to, for those who aren't familiar, sort of reorient you onto like exactly the type of approach that we're doing and why we think it's different and unique. And so as you can see, we sort of put up this graphic of the hallmarks of aging, and it's sort of broken up into sort of like primary causes, things that can like accelerate aging, and then aspects that are sort of have multi parameters within it. And so as one can appreciate, within the primary, genomic stability or instability actually underlies many causes of aging. And so this then I think for us is a really important aspect, that if one could sort of really fortify or address this primary approach, and if you could do it through more than one mechanism, this could have a really impactful
Okay, so I'm going to just kind of summarize and give you my take as a layman's term explanation to what they're doing. Essentially, part of aging and part of the process of dying is that your body can no longer recreate the proteins appropriately. So your proteins, everything comes from your DNA, right? That's not a novel idea for people. Everything we have in our body comes from DNA. It's literally the blueprint for creating life. What happens in your body is that the DNA gets read and it gets transcribed. So there's four primary base pairs, or four primary base proteins that make up your DNA, this random combinations of them. And sometimes in the process of replicating the DNA and pairing up those base pairs again with each other to make a duplicate copy, sometimes random base pairs will substitute in and mess up the entire genetic code. Like imagine you're coding something and you accidentally type on your keyboard a random letter and now the code doesn't work, right? The exact same thing happens here. And what Artan BIO has done is found a drug therapy or found a way to prevent this certain type of nonsense mutation from entering into the DNA when it's being translated, when it's being duplicated. So what they've been doing and what they found is that this nonsense mutation that they've figured out a way to stop from happening impacts multiple different areas in our body. So it's not just one aging pathway. It's not just one mutation that is actually impacted by this. It's a litany of different diseases and different ailments that have arisen from this one type of mutation. And so they've been able to, and that's what part of the announcement here is today, is that in this, I'm going to read it right from Michael, who is the person who's talking right here. So one of the co-founders, in the spirit of DeSci, we got our data back from Crow, which shows our AAV9 based gene therapy for aging has activity in vitro. So not in living animals or not in living humans, but in vitro. And they will be posting this report on GitHub shortly. We hope to be working with CDMOs soon to scale up production. Appreciate the support and backing of Vita DAO, Molecule, and of course the VitaRNA token holders. You can learn more at vitarna.xyz, and I will put the link to what we're watching here in the description of this video. As you go down to check it out, please make sure you hit that like button. We go over everything DeSci related, all of the updates, everything that's happening in the industry, so you know things are actually going on despite token prices maybe not happening or maybe not pumping like you probably want them to. Things are still developing, and we talk about it here on this channel all the time. So in fact, we're live every single Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube channel. Now, this announcement, and just for the record, because I had to look it up, I had to ask Rock what it was. CDMOs are just development manufacturing organizations. So they've had enough success in this experiment that they've been conducting with this drug therapy to stop the mutations in our DNA to actually start talking to CDMOs and try and ramp up some of the production. So this is very exciting news, hence why the token price is up 100% today. What's very interesting, and you probably noticed this right here, is that the market cap is $6.8 million, yet liquidity is only $135,000. And the volume it took today to send it up 100% was only $13,000. So while the market cap is very high, most of the tokens, most of the VitaRNA tokens are actually not on the market. And so it's this token trades kind of like a meme coin. It's incredibly volatile. But the idea is here. This is setting up the foundation for potentially a giant of a biotech company as long as everything continues to trend in the right direction. And you can come to this website and go through the entire process and everything that's happened. If you remember back in June, they were able to raise that $300,000 or 79 wrapped Ethereum. They actually had a bid amount of 83 wrapped Ethereum, so people overbidded it. They wanted into it aggressively. And just taking a look at the VitaRNA tokens, or the VitaRNA tokens, you can see Molecule had a 4% option. The working contributors had 4% option. The EIR project manager had a 4% stake. The principal investigators had 12%, so the scientists, the people actually looking into it. The Genesis sale at 20% and Vita DAO at 56%. So if this project, if this company succeeds, Vita DAO succeeds, and their treasury grows and grows and grows because they have a stake in this token, which again, this is the IPT model, right? So this is the tokenization of intellectual property. It's the tokenization of a real world asset. This drug therapy was created by Artan BIO, and they're finally getting to a point where they're seeing such good success that they're willing to take it to the next stage and start developing further and get manufacturing in place for when they actually take this thing to market. Now, there's still a lot of things between now and when it does get to market, but nonetheless, this advancement is super, super exciting. You even see Paul here saying, wow, massive congratulations, Michael. That's huge news. BRB buying more VitaRNA. Very funny. I like Paul. He's a good guy. But I just wanted to come on and showcase to you guys that things are actually happening in the space. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully, this was worth investing it into, and I will see you guys in the next video.